welcome to Tim's Vinyl Confessions. This is a special edition of it. It's a guest TVC. This is my friend Chad Green. You will have known him if you watched the Record Store Day videos, both the day itself and then the wrap-up vids. Chad's here visiting a while, and glad to have him along. And he actually did a post-Record Store Day vinyl excursion. He found some really cool records, so I thought it'd be cool if he showed off what he picked up. First of all, Chad, welcome again to Tim's Vinyl Confessions.
Thank you.
Chad, first of all, where you found all these records in one place?
Yeah, so I recently made a run down to St. Stephen in New Brunswick here, and I popped into Jerry's Buy and Sell. I'm pretty sure it was Jerry's on King Street, which is basically their main street in downtown St. Stephen. And when I walked in the record store, he was playing a really interesting album, and I kind of snuck a peek at the record player, and it was FM. So he didn't have that one for sale, or I would have grabbed it, but it was very good. I'm going to definitely check that band out. So while I was there, I found Max Webster, Live Magnetic Air. I don't know this album. I've never listened to it in any format, but I'm curious about it. I do know some of the songs on here, but yeah, should be interesting.
Yeah, this has Paradise Skies on it. Of course, I mean, Max Webster, most of you watching this would know this is Kim Mitchell's old band, as you'll see on the back cover. That's Kim Mitchell up there. I never noticed until just looking at it now. We'll look at the way that Live Magnetic Air is written on there. It's kind of blurry. It's almost like it's blurry on purpose. Almost as if you had 3D glasses, it would be clear. I don't know if that was intentional or not. This is a Canadian edition on Anthem Records. Of course, the same label as Rush. They were very, like, sort of closely entangled with Rush throughout their career, which wasn't very long before they broke up and Kim Mitchell went solo. Inside the record, photos of the group and some credits, and the record itself is out of this end. Vinyl's in pretty good shape. This is the typical Anthem record label at the time that they would have been using. So yeah, a cool find. Max Webster record. So what next?
Next is Dalton. This is a great 80s hard driving album. Lots of excellent guitar work, of course, from George Lynch. Under Lock and Key.
Yeah, you don't see a lot of Dokken records, so it's cool. I've shown this one off before on my 80s hard rock episode, and also the one Matt and I did with the Rolling Stone Top 50 albums. Although, I've got to check this out. I've never noticed that reverse band photo on there, and I've got to see that if that's on the version I have. I'm sure it is. But yeah, that was a good find.
I also found this album from April Wine. This was actually in a box separate from these other albums at a discount, so I got a bargain on this one.
Whole world's going crazy. This one I've shown off on my April Wine vinyl episode. It's got the raised Mad Hatter figure here, which is kind of cool. Would have cost a little money probably to print back in the 70s. It has the original sleeve that came with it, which is printed on hard plastic stock. My April Wine episode showed that off. It's also got the original, it's got the lyric sheet and the original promo poster, which had all of their albums to date that were on it. This is the Canadian Aquarius Records version. The US one on London Records has a slightly different track listing. And yeah, good find from 1976.
Aerosmith, Rock in a Hard Place. Another good classic album.
This is the one album without Joe Perry and Brad Whitford, but still quite a good album. And it's not one that you see on vinyl all that much, so it's a good pickup for Chad.
And Joe is on the back cover, of course.
No, he's not.
Oh, he's not?
No.
Oh.
Which one do you think is Joe Perry?
Oh, I was thinking...
That's Jimmy Crespo. It was Joe Perry's replacement.
Oh. Well, I've been fooled. I was fooled. I guess it worked. Anyways, so Joe Perry doesn't play on this album.
Brad Whitford plays on one song. Does anyone know what the one song is? No? No? Okay. I'm not going to tell you.
Here's the sleeve.
It's got all their albums up to that point.
And Columbia record label here.
Yeah, the usual. This next up is a cool record I wish I had found. I would have picked it up.
Fandango by ZZ Top. I've really been getting back into ZZ Top lately. I've always liked them, but really pay more attention to Billy Gibbons' guitar work. I mean, he's got such a fantastic style, and he definitely, I know he's, definitely credited for that, but I've been sort of having a renewed interest in that, so this was a good score for me.
This is their fourth album. I have this on 8-track, actually, and it's half live, half studio, or half studio, half live.
Yeah. And, Frank Beard, the drummer, actually does have a beard in this. So, just for everyone's
I like what it says on the other side of this sleeve. It says, ZZ Top's first annual Texas Size Rompin' Stompin' Barn Dance and Barbecue Austin Summer 74 with 80,000 friends. So this is what their idea of a barn dance and barbecue looks like. It's a huge stadium gig. And it's so weird to see these old pictures of ZZ Top before their beards grew up. This is on London Records. This is an original issue because later issues would have been on Warner Brothers. They reissued their early albums. Good shape, custom label with the band on stage, so a good find for Chad.
Kiss Alive, classic album, of course.
A lot of ring wear on that. Mine has some of it too. That's a very, very hard thing to avoid with buying old albums where the record sits against the cardboard sleeve for a long period of time. He's got a Canadian version there that's distributed by Quality Records. I think this is very similar to my Kiss Alive record.
Of course, on the back, shot of the venue and the set list. And it's a gatefold with some corny letters in here, which I actually find quite amusing. Dear Earthlings from Ace. Hi Cat People from Peter. My Dear Lovers from Paul. And of course, Dear Victims from Gene. So, corny, but I do appreciate it.
It says a lot about how they were marketing themselves at that time, too. So, yeah.
And last but not least,
another live album.
A live Who album, live at Leeds. Regrettably, it has some marker on the front. I don't think that's supposed to be there. But good old album from, when is it, from 1970, I think?
I think it's from 1970, yeah.
1970. Very plain album cover, but...
this is generally regarded by a lot of musicians as a classic album. I've never actually heard anything off it. I've heard some of the songs on it, but not the way that they're done here. This has got an old brown MCA logo on it, and then the sleeve itself just has little tiny MCA logos on it as well. So some good finds, Chad. From, where did you say it was again?
So, if I recall correctly, it was Jerry's Buy and Sell on King Street in St. Stephen, New Brunswick, which is down on their front main street, just a few steps from the border crossing to Maine.
I think I can picture it. I've been to St. Stephen for a while. So, thanks, Chad, for sharing those records and that's your latest purchases. Always good to have. I think we'll try to get some more guest episodes here on TVC. You're all tired of watching me talk about my stuff. But thanks for watching this episode of Tim's Vinyl Confessions.